In today's video, I'm reviewing a 2011 Chevy Tahoe. The Chevy Tahoe was first introduced to market for the 1995 model year and is now in its fourth generation. This 2011 model is part of the third generation that was sold from the 2007 to 2014 model year. In terms of styling, I'm a fan of all Chevy Tahoes going back to past generations and the present generation, but this third generation model I really like in particular. I think compared to the second generation model, they really gave the vehicle a much more modern, contemporary look. It's got a more squared off design, sharper edges, and just overall is a more premium, kind of cleaner look than what you saw with the second generation model. It's worth noting that the Tahoe is the sibling to the GMC Yukon and Cadillac Escalade models. And then on top of that, all three of those vehicles are offered in an extended wheelbase option. So the Chevy Tahoe is offered in an extended Chevy Suburban option. The GMC Yukon is available as the GMC Yukon XL, and then the Cadillac Escalade is offered in the Escalade ESV model. In addition to that, these vehicles are all very mechanically equivalent to the Chevy Silverado and Sierra pickups. Got the same chassis and very similar powertrain options. One thing that's worth noting is that the Suburban and the Yukon XL are available in a 2500 configuration. The Tahoe is only available in the 1500 or half-ton configuration. In terms of styling, you'll see that up front it's got a very conservative front end. Nice clean design, much more aerodynamic than what we saw in the prior generation of the Tahoe. It's got your typical Chevy single horizontal bar across the front with the bow tie in the middle. See down below that we've got some fog lights. And then again, comparing this to the second generation model, it's got a lot less plastic body molding along the side of the vehicle. So as a result, it's got a much more clean overall design than that prior model. The Tahoe is available in 6 different trim packages. The base model is the LS, and then from there they've got the 1LT, the 2LT, the 3LT, the LTZ, and they also offered a hybrid model. They also have a Z71 off-road package available on a number of those models. This particular model is the 2LT. And once you jump up to the LT configuration, you get a set of 20-inch polished aluminum wheels. Gives the vehicle a much more premium look than the base model of the Tahoe. Other than that, the differences are primarily in the interior of the vehicle. You'll see that with some of the features that are offered. You notice on the rear of the vehicle that we've got parking sensors along the bumper. Overall, pretty good looking vehicle with a nice conservative design. The Tahoe and Suburban have been the best-selling SUV, full-size SUV in the US, basically since they were introduced, and continue to be a very popular vehicle. Looking inside the Tahoe, you'll see that it's got a really nice interior that's a huge improvement over what we saw in the second generation model. The design has a much cleaner layout, and materials have a much higher quality appearance to them. You'll find that some of the plastics are a little bit cheap inside the vehicle, but again, it's a huge improvement over that second generation model. This specific vehicle, which again has that LT2 package, comes with a nice level of standard features and options. You'll see that it's got power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. Got some storage space integrated into the driver and passenger side door. Seats are partially powered and full leather. We've got automatic headlights, and then to the right of that you'll see a rotary knob for controlling four-wheel drive on the vehicle, so that can be switched on the fly by twisting that knob. On the steering wheel we have controls for cruise control on the left hand side and Bluetooth and audio on the right hand side. Nice simple instrument cluster. Center dash, you'll see some controls on the left hand side here for controlling some of the vehicle settings and getting trip information, fuel economy information. You also see that we've got a tow mode integrated into the shifter. Wood accents are standard inside the Tahoe. Personally, I don't really like the look of the wood. I think stainless steel would look a lot better, but it does give the vehicle a little bit of a premium appearance. Center dash, we've got the audio system here. It's got AM/FM radio, CD player, and then you can also connect using Bluetooth and auxiliary input. One great thing about premium models of the Tahoe is that they come with a Bose premium audio system, which has really great sound characteristics. Below that we have climate control settings. So it's a dual zone system for driver and front passenger, and then we have a separate zone for the rear of the vehicle. Below that we've got 12-volt outlet on both the driver and passenger side. Electronic controls of the brake and gas pedal for the driver. Ability to turn off those parking sensors, and the ability to turn off traction control. So we've got some storage space in the center console here, 2 cup holders, and a nice large compartment with 12-volt outlet and USB port. The middle row of the Tahoe is also very spacious. It's got a lot of legroom and headroom. And it's also worth noting that seats in full-size GM trucks and SUVs are exceptionally comfortable. Middle seat's got a fold-down armrest with 2 cup holders. And then the rear of this center console, we've got separate climate control controls for the rear of the vehicle, as well as audio controls. So using audio settings below here, you can turn off the speakers in the rear of the vehicle so that the front 2 passengers can listen to their own music, and then you can connect headphones to listen to the system independently in the rear of the vehicle. Access to the 3rd row seat of the Tahoe is quite convenient. Using this lever, fold it once to fold down the seat back, pull it one more time, and the seats will shift out of place, and we've got really good access to that 3rd row seat. You'll see 3rd row seat's got pretty good leg and headroom as well. And then we've got some cup holder and storage space integrated on both sides. Also notice that we've got a 60/40 split in this middle row, so you can access the rear of the vehicle using either side. To put the seat back down, just push it down into place and push up the seat back. And then coming around to the rear of the vehicle, you'll see that cargo space is a little bit limited when this 3rd row is in use. So that's where the Chevy Suburban model comes in if you have the need for cargo space and a 3rd row seat. But the Tahoe is a little bit easier for navigating in city traffic and is a really good option for somebody that has occasional use of that 3rd row. These seats do fold out of place quite easily. So hold out one lever and the second lever, and they'll fold up. And then you can also remove the seats from the vehicle quite easily, although they're a little bit heavy. The Tahoe is available with 4 different engine options and can also be had in rear-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. The base engine on the Tahoe is a 4.8-liter V8. This model's got the most popular engine in the Tahoe lineup, which is a 5.3-liter V8, which has a very impressive EPA rating of 15 miles per gallon in the city and 21 miles per gallon on the highway. That's due to a cylinder deactivation feature where the vehicle can shut off 4 cylinders when it's cruising at highway speeds. It's also got a 0 to 60 time that is a respectable 8.5 seconds. They also offered the Tahoe with a 6-liter V8 hybrid, which has 332 horsepower. And then they also offered the LTZ model with a 6.2-liter V8, which has 380 horsepower. All of these engines were paired to a 4-speed automatic transmission in early years and later upgraded to a 6-speed automatic transmission. The max towing capacity on the Tahoe is 6,200 pounds. The Chevy Tahoe is a really great vehicle to drive, especially within this segment. If you look at some of the other full-size SUVs that it competes directly with, the Toyota Sequoia, the Ford Expedition, the Nissan Armada, those vehicles all feel a lot bulkier and just kind of more massive than what you get with the Tahoe. And while the Tahoe is still a big vehicle with a very spacious interior, it just feels a little bit easier and more pleasant to drive. It's very smooth, very quiet, very comfortable, pretty good overall handling, and just has really good visibility, and is something that, you know, really anyone could easily drive. And then on top of that, I've got to say that one of my favorite things about Chevys is that their V8s just have a really nice sound to them. They've got a really throaty exhaust note. They're very responsive, plenty of power, and you know, really match very well to the vehicle. Now, as far as complaints in the Tahoe, the only thing I'd say I really don't like about the Tahoe is that some of the materials inside are a little bit on the cheaper side. They look nice, but they just feel a little bit cheap. So kind of a downside with the Tahoe model. Of course, that's helping to save costs. It's also saving weight, which helps with fuel economy. One of the highlights of the Tahoe model, although 15 in the city and 21 on the highway may not sound that impressive, it's actually not all that bad. It beats a lot of mid-size SUVs and a class leader within the full-size segment. Now, speaking of that throaty exhaust note, we're going to go ahead and merge onto the highway, give you a chance to hear it in action. It's got a great sound to it. And really, the vehicle's not all that slow. For something that's this size and weighs as much as it does, it's actually fairly quick when it comes to merging onto the highway. These vehicles also have plenty of power for cruising up mountain passes, cruising on interstate highways. And then, of course, with that 4-cylinder deactivation feature, again, gets that really great fuel economy when you're just coasting or not really pushing the vehicle to the limit. The other thing that I want to share about the Chevy Tahoe is that while Chevy as a brand doesn't seem to get the best reputation for long-term reliability and durability, my experience tells otherwise. My parents have a 2003 Tahoe that they bought brand new, and it's got over 200,000 miles on it, and it's been nearly flawless in the entire time that they've owned it. I also owned a 1995 Chevy Tahoe that was very reliable, and it's not uncommon if you're looking on Craigslist or other used vehicle platforms to find Tahoes, Silverados, Suburbans that have well over 300,000 miles. And so these really are well-built vehicles that are designed for the long haul. Definitely going to be a pretty good vehicle in terms of that long-term reliability. So that's a review of the 3rd generation model of the Chevy Tahoe. As a complete package, I think this is the best full-size SUV available on the market, especially for this era. With the Tahoe, you're getting a vehicle that's very stylish. It's got a very sporty exterior, a very premium look to it. Inside, it's very nice, it's spacious, it's comfortable, it's got a nice level of standard features and options. And when you bump up to some of the more luxurious trim packages, such as this vehicle, it really has a nice attention to detail and a lot of luxury features and tech features. Powertrain on the vehicle is excellent. It's got a really nice sound to it. It's very responsive, very smooth, decent towing capacity, and then really the fuel economy is actually very impressive for a vehicle within this classification. On top of that, my experience is that Tahoes are also a very reliable vehicle, have pretty good resale value, and all in all, I think it's a really good vehicle for families, and I would highly recommend considering the Tahoe if you're looking to get into a full-size SUV. If you have any comments or questions on the Tahoe, leave them in the section below. For more car and truck reviews, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.